Okay, so hello,
Hello.
I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Bernette.
I'm the mother.
That makes me the daughter.
So this is going to be our first recording with channeling. We were approached last night by Erik,
Yes.
and he asked Bernette.
He almost required. He's a persistent young man. Yes. Yes, he did. He asked me
that we
to
do
do
this. Yeah. He said that there was a group of people that wanted to come through, but were not necessarily comfortable with the current channels ethnically. So, um,
So here we are. Um, it was more that I guess being comfortable sometimes with people you may be more familiar with.
yeah,
And
who understands you more, can relate to you better.
yeah. And he asked that I serve as perhaps just one of the voices that might reach out and talk to them in a way that they felt comfortable and could maybe share their message and whatever words they had in a way
Yeah.
they were comfortable. So giving voice.
So this may be a little rough starting because this will be our first time doing this, but here we are. We're willing to give it a shot.
Yes, willing.
So we're not sure who's going to come through first, but we're going to see who comes through. We know that there are um, some groups of people who want to have their message heard. Um, for instance, slaves, former slaves, are one group that want to have a voice, and there are others that have approached Bernette, but we're going to see who comes through. Okay.
And you're the interviewer. You were the one.
Okay,
Yes.
so we're ready?
So let's.
What do we have?
I have a young lady here. I
Okay.
shouldn't say young. She's probably my age, and I guess I can't. She's about my age. And her name seems to be about Barb, is the name I'm getting from her.
Okay.
And she feels as if she is one of those, the way she's dressed, with her hair wrapped up in cloth and the clothing. Yes, she is a former slave.
Okay. What part of the country or the South? What area was she a slave?
In the Carolinas, near the border of South Carolina and North Carolina.
Okay. Do you remember maybe the name of your plantation?
She's saying Rock Point. It was hard. She said it was hard work because it was so rocky and the ground was so difficult because of the rockiness.
Okay. Were you born into slavery or were you brought here as a slave?
I was born as a slave. It was all I ever knew.
Do you know what year you were born?
I don't know the year. I know that I was alive in 1802. I don't know if that's the year I was born because the records
Weren't kept.
they weren't kept.
But you were alive in
I
1802.
was alive in 1802. I did not see slavery end.
Do you know how old you were when you died?
42.
How did you die?
Giving birth to my 7th child. I didn't live through the birth. I didn't want to. I took him with me. We decided we weren't going to do this. I decided we weren't going to do this.
So, what do you feel your life purpose was for that lifetime? What did you learn?
I learned to finally take control of my own life. I gave birth to 7 children. I had 7 pregnancies. I gave birth to 6 living children. It was only on that 7th one that I decided I could control my destiny. And I didn't have to continue being a slave. And I didn't have to let one more of my children be a slave. And so when I was in that 7th process of giving birth, I decided we weren't going to do it. And I would not come through it. And they tried, but I wouldn't let them out. I wouldn't let them out. And so that we could both be free. And that's what I got, was that I could be free. My mind is powerful enough that I can be free. And we chose not to come into this. We chose not to stay here in this world.
Do you have any regrets about that lifetime?
Yes, that I was born into that I came into that, and that I didn't leave sooner. That I brought 6 kids who had to live through it, knowing what it was, knowing what it was like, that they had to bear that, and I had to see them grow up into that. I wish that they hadn't, but I know that we all come for a reason. We all come for a purpose, and I could only do what I knew I could do.
So let me ask you this. Are there any of your descendants from those 6 children living today that may make that lifetime worth it for you?
There are. They all lived. Two of them didn't see slavery end. 2 of my children didn't. The rest of them made it through and got to see it end. I won't call it freedom. They got to see it end. And they had children of their own and families of their own. And some of the families still lives in the area of the Carolinas. They still live there. They aren't free though.
If you could speak to them today, what would you say to them today?
Don't wait till it's time to die. Don't let the choice be forced on you. I left for myself and for the child that was in me. I didn't want them to live like that. You got to choose now how you want to live. If you want to live the way you're living, you got to choose now and make a choice to do something different if that's what you want. Nobody else is going to make it for you. Nobody else is going to do it for you. You got to make the choice. And then decide and do it. That's what I would tell her. And she says, Mary. She had a daughter named Mary. And Mary was strong. Mary was the strongest of them all. She lived. She lived until she was 94. And she gave birth to so many children. And they're doing good. She knew something. They're doing good. Some of the others, they're just getting by.
Mm. Is there anything that you can do to help them from the other side at this time?
There probably is something I should do. Sometimes they can't hear me. They don't understand where I'm coming from, or where I am, or that I even am, who I am. I lived so long ago. I wish there was more I could do. I wish they could hear me. They know that the same strength that I had to get out and get free is the same strength they have. It's the same. They have it. But first, they got to get free.
Barb, let me ask you this. The person that owned you, have you had a chance for reconciliation with that person?
No. No.
Do you want reconciliation with that person?
I should probably have it. Maybe. But when I left, I said I'd never see him again. And I'd never see her either. What they did to us, I never want to see them again. They have their own things to make right. And I don't need to see them to make right for myself.
What can be done to help make this right for you?
This helps. Nobody ever talks to us. We were just silent. We just work. We weren't people. We were just things. And to be able to talk, be able to share my story, be able to say who I was, and have a name, that makes a lot of difference. That helps. It's a start. It's a start. But so many of us, we got work to do. We got work to do, and this is just a start.
My heart goes out. My heart goes out and I feel your pain. I'm glad that we can give you voice.
Thank you. And thank you.
Is there anything good about that lifetime that you could salvage from it?
I loved my children. I loved my children.
They brought you.
We didn't have much time, but in the time we had, it made me smile.
They did. They tried to make me smile. And those little time we had, we laughed, and we would dance, and we would sing. And they were so good. They were good children. They were good children. They didn't deserve to be living like that, but they didn't complain. They didn't complain. I loved them. And I loved their daddy. I was able to love their daddy.
I'm so glad to hear that. Is there, I mean, when you came in to this lifetime, it was as a choice now that you're on the other side and you can see that. Why did you choose to come in and have this experience?
I was one who we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what we were doing. We were so foolish and stupid. We didn't know.
You didn't expect it to be as hard as it was.
No. I had to come back and do that because of what we did before. My people, had sold our African brothers and sisters just trying to get more. We sold them into slavery, and we didn't know what was really happening. We didn't know where they were being taken and what was being done to them until later. I needed to understand, and when I had a choice to come back into this life, into this world, I said I would. I had some rights. I had things to make right. And I decided I would come back to this country as a slave to make part of that right. And I had to pay my debt and see what we had done. I had to see what we had done.
Wow.
You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it.
Can you, if we can forgive you, can you forgive yourself?
I'm still working on it. I know it's been a long time. I'm still working on it. Because even though I got free, sometimes I still feel guilty because I left them. I left my kids. I left the other ones behind. And I left and they're still trying to get free. All these years later, they're still trying to get free from a mind that's enslaved. That's all they know. And the only reason that they know is because in another lifetime, we sold them. We sold them into this lifestyle of being slaves, never knowing how to be free. And so I gotta forgive myself, yeah. I gotta forgive myself for both of those lifetimes.
I forgive you. I forgive you for selling us. I forgive you. I forgive you for selling us. I forgive you. I don't want you to live in pain. I don't want you to have this sorrow. I forgive you. I want you to let it go. I forgive you.
Thank you.
I forgive you. And I give you my love. I give you my love.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I give you my love.
Thank you. I gotta go.
Thank you for coming
Thank
and
you.
telling your story.
Thank you for letting me get this out after all this time. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm certain you're going to receive a lot of love and light from many people who hear this and hear your story. Love that you have never known. Thank you. With that, we're going to conclude this video, and thank you for listening.